What's up, y'all? I'm gonna be making a, I'd say, different video from what I'm used to making. This is just gonna be about a warm weather object, considering the fact that it's also military. It's not of U.S. manufacturer, but it's foreign military made. If you'd like to see more videos like this, you can post down in the comments. I'm refilming this to try to make it shorter, just due to the fact that the last video I tried to make, I was including a bunch of other stuff that came with it that I'm not going to include this time, besides like the pin that goes with it. Anyway, and they basically said the video was too long. Anyway, on to the object. It is a Soviet-made Ushanka. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, why would you want to purchase a Russian, especially communist era Soviet Ushanka? Well, there's several reasons. One, the ones that they currently use are more expensive than ones that the Russian Federation uses. And if you want to purchase one of those, it's perfectly fine. And another reason is because these are plentiful. They made tens, if not hundreds of millions of these. Why you can still find them for $25 in some cases. In some cases, you can find them for under $10 if they've been used during, let's say, the Afghanistan war, and they're worn and they're torn and they have holes in them, or, you can find these for a bargain. I, of course, purchased a size 60. My head is really a 56 in European sizes. The reason why I did that is because these tend to run small, especially after you wash them. If you are going to wash your Ushanka once you buy it, wash it in frigid, and I really mean like ice cold, well, not quite ice cold, but like turn the cold on and do not use any heat or any hot whatsoever water. Don't use any warm, no hot water, because otherwise it will shrink. Even room temperature, it will shrink a little. You do not want to use anything that could cause the wool on this product to shrink, due to the fact that it was manufactured just like this. And I haven't washed this yet. I'm going to wash it. It's basically been sitting like this since it was manufactured somewhere in the Soviet Union. Now, it's kind of hard to see the writing in there. You can see, of course, it's Russian in there. I think that's a A. So you can have fun trying to figure out what all this says. But you can see it's an authentic Soviet hat, or Ushanka, due to the fact that it's sewed up on the sides and then it's sewed in diamond shapes right there. Generally, the fake ones will have fur here, and it will just be little diamonds all over the place and won't have this straight and little diamonds on here. However, this one does not. This one is authentic. Even the current made Russian Ushankas have that type of pattern. Now, one nice thing about this company is not only did they let me get a free hat pin, but they also gave me a pair of Soviet winter gloves. Now, the gloves are too big for me. I've tried washing them. They're still too big. I'm probably going to give them to my uncle if he can wear them, because he has a tree business and he's often working out in the cold, so I figure he could use them. Anyway, that's basically besides the point. There's many hat badges you can choose from. This went with my Arctic Circle Ushanka, which is a much rarer Ushanka, less common. But the nice thing about the less common Ushankas is they're generally not that heard of, and they're not much more expensive. The Arctic ones, I think, are the same price. You just gotta order even another size bigger. So they offer bigger sizes in those because they're so warm and so thick. But anyway, that's besides the point. This came with that, and you could wear this in public if you so desire. I wouldn't. Originally, I was planning to, but when I did, I got several compliments, and then also a couple of people asking me, are you Russian? Are you a communist? And so that's part of the reason why I don't really wear this in public anymore. I mean, if you're wearing it, running around in the woods hunting, or, target practice in the woods, fine. I mean, even in a small town, I don't think anyone's really going to care. But this time, I decided to go with one that's similar, that still has, the hammer and sickle. I'm very interested in Russian history and the Cold War. However, I'm not a communist, so I don't really want to wear this and be running around and have people say, "Oh, are you a communist?" all the time. When you look at these from far away, you can immediately tell what this is. You can't really tell that well what this is. I mean, it looks Russian, but you really can't see that hammer and sickle until you get really, really close to it, as if you were having a conversation. That's part of the reason why I chose this. Another reason why I chose this is because this one is a little bit smaller and easier to put into the hat, or to pin into the hat. And in order to pin these in, what you have to do is you have to pretend this is a nail or something, and do not force, like, just straight. Do not try to puncture it, because you could actually rip or cut the wool. Do not use a knife. Use something somewhat blunt, somewhat small, about the size of this, that's metal, and just gently work your way and push with some force. Push all the way in until you get a hole, and then widen it. Turn it around in there in a little while, and then you can stick these in, pull them out like that, and you should be fine. And of course, there is multiple ways you can wear this Ushanka. You can untie these and wear the flaps down like so. And if you're wondering why there's buttons on here, I used to always wonder why the hell they put buttons on here. Well, I'm pretty sure these were used all throughout the Afghanistan war. Even though Russia, or the Soviet Union, had their ass kicked in that war, they needed stuff that would help them be more inclined to that type of climate. And so they designed a face mask that simply buttons on, and you can buy that. It's only like $15, I believe, from the company that I purchased this from. If you're interested in the company that I purchased it from, I'll put the name down in the description. And this video is getting a little bit long, so that's basically all I wanted to say. So if you live in a colder climate and you would be interested in some Soviet history, I would advise picking one of these up. It depends on where you find it, how much it is. If the price is right, I'd buy it. I mean, that's what I did. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all later.